We have Hirva from Surendranagar. The question is how to maintain concentration, which could help us study for long hours. Then Kunal is there. The question is Kunal is from Kathmandu. How to retain what you learn? We tend to forget every non-fiction novel or self-help books which we read after a few days. Then we have Rashmi from Bangalore. How to
Okay, we'll
review
take one at a time
curriculum.
because then I won't be able to. I
Yeah,
think the second question we have discussed in detail about retention,
yeah.
remembering, right? So that has been answered.
Hmm.
Let's go to the first question first.
How to maintain concentration, which could help
Focus.
us study for long hours.
Sure. First, we are not made to study for long hours.
Hmm.
You can't focus on one thing for more than 30 minutes. And it's evolutionary. Unfortunately, if we were evolved for say 2 lakh years, we have been evolving since Stone Age till today. Today means social media age. Agricultural age was the game changer. So when agriculture was invented by humans, which was after 1,80,000 years. So for the majority of the evolution, 1,80,000 years we belong to the Stone Age, where we are hunter-gatherers. And only last 20,000 years we have drastically changed to agriculture, where we did not we stopped like nomadics. We settled down. We understood the importance of growing our own food in the same place. But don't you think 1,60,000, 1,80,000 is more dominant than 20,000? Of course, the ratio is almost 1:9.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, don't you think that means biologically we still possess the elements of a hunter-gatherer? Right? Now, why I'm saying this suddenly? Why am I going into history? Is because getting distracted, that's why it comes to us so naturally. Because in a Stone Age, when we were hunter-gatherers, if I'm able to focus on something for long hours, I'll be eaten up by the tiger who is standing behind me. And a species called mankind would have extinct like dinosaurs. So getting distracted was necessary for survival. But now we are in a social security situation where there won't be any tiger behind us. But then we still possess कि एक लड़का भी यहाँ से गया तो I'll put up my neck and see और कौन जा रहा है वहां से.
Yeah, yeah.
So don't think that distraction is your fault. Okay, now that you have understood that it is not, you don't have to blame yourself always to get distracted. Now what to do? Now, increasing concentration doesn't mean to work on your focus, but dealing with these distractions. And these distractions are very attractive these days. Attractive distractions. Okay, our forefathers did not have so many distractions. The main distractions are digital distractions. So what we have to do is, the biggest distraction is this tiny instrument, which is integral part of our body now, which is always in our pocket. Trying to read or study while keeping the mobile in your pocket or on the desk is invitation to unhappiness and failure. Keeping the distraction in front of you and trying to focus is impossible. Cut the distraction at its very source. I literally, if you see, my mobile is on airplane mode right now. I want to give 100% undivided attention to these kids. I don't care about the world. Let whatever people are calling me, I don't care about it because I have to give 100% focus to you guys right now. But I bet how many of you have put your phone on airplane mode? I'm sure most of them have not. Right? So it's about, taking out a distraction, not about working on focus, but distraction. The moment you put away the distraction from the very source, like TDS, what is TDS? Before you get the income, your tax is deducted and it goes to the government, right? Similarly, you have to cut the distraction at its very source. Now, second, so what I do is while reading, I put the mobile 2 rooms away from me and block 20 minutes of mine. And those 20 minutes, even if earthquake happens, I'm not going to move. Okay, 20 minutes is doable. She said long hours. No, not long hours, 20 minutes. And then I take a micro break. A micro break of maybe 4 minutes, out of which 2 minutes will be like some physical activity. I'll walk the stairs. I'll put a splash of water. I'll have some water. Okay, do some warm up. And maybe I'll check my mobile phone. I'll check the WhatsApp messages, call back the missed calls. Then again, I'll put it on silent mode or on airplane mode. But again, 2 rooms away, not in my pocket, not on my desk. You might be thinking, what a small thing. No, it's a big thing. Trust me, your life will become so easy. Okay. Second, disable all the notifications. All the notifications. There is no need. These people who are sitting in Silicon Valley, they are paid millions of dollars to find out that hack to manipulate your psychology. And notification is the biggest invention. If nuclear bomb is the biggest invention for mass destruction, then notification is the biggest invention for mass distraction. Okay. All the apps notifications are disabled. Just one single button and you can disable all the notifications. Now, I'm not saying that don't use WhatsApp, don't use Instagram. No, I'll be the biggest foolish if I expect you guys to do that. We are here because of social media. No, maybe Alok and Kapil got to know because through social media. Maybe one of my videos on LinkedIn. Right? Let's not play that blame game. What I'm saying is, perhaps maybe I'm spending the same amount of time on WhatsApp the way you guys are spending. It's not about the amount of time spending on WhatsApp. It is the timing. If I'm working on a high value task, say working on an Excel sheet, and then ting bajta hai. And then I say, okay, there is some hi from my friend. Okay, let me check what has happened. And then, okay, somebody has sent me a Kapil Sharma video. Let me check it out. And I thought that, no, let me check just that hi. And I end up spending 15 minutes scrolling those WhatsApp messages. Right? And if the notification is wrong, to gayi bhais pani mein. Right? So it's about multitasking. Now, what is multitasking? When you're working on task A and task B takes away your attention from task A, that is multitasking. But if you're working on task A and then you voluntarily shift your attention to task B, that is not multitasking. Multitasking is bad. It is impossible to multitask. I'll give a simple example. And this is very common nowadays, that students want something to play in the background, some YouTube music, just because YouTube is free and unlimited supply, that Noora Fateh dance videos and some music, Arijit Singh and whatnot has to be played. Oh, bada kuch aisa lagate, and they are studying in the library. They think that helps them to focus. No, you are the biggest fool to think that you are able to focus more by listening to music. No, multitasking brings down your productivity to a 4th grade child. You make more number of mistakes. You make a huge penalty because you're actually not multitasking, you're switch tasking. So when you're actually reading or working on that Excel sheet or PowerPoint presentation, you're not listening to that music. It's impossible. But that switching happens so fast that when you're listening, you're not working. You are working, you're not listening. The switching is so fast, things are happening simultaneously. I'll give simple proof. Try to play 2 different songs at the same time on 2 speakers. You'll go mad. Lata Mangeshkar and Badshah. Try to play both at a time. It will be so frustrating, right? That means we are not made for multitasking. Simple. Or another analogy. Suppose switch on the ceiling fan now, put it on for 1 hour and then switch off. This is one scenario. Second scenario may, you switch on and switch off for 1 hour after every 5 minutes. And do this for 1 hour. Alok, tell me in which case you will get a higher bill, electricity bill. First case,
on and off multiple times.
Right? That's exactly what happens when you multitask. You pay a huge penalty when you're shifting your attention. You have forcibly from task A to task B. And then you have to, when you come back through the distraction, you try to refocus on the original work. So the brain has to recalibrate. Again, उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा penalty जाता है, but it happens at such a micro level. We think that no big deal, and everything becomes shallow. And at the end of the day, when you go to bed, you see, अरे मैंने सब कुछ तो किया, I did so many tasks, but there is no sense of satisfaction, no fulfillment. So it's not just about doing work, but doing one work at a time. even if it is for 15 minutes, and then switch to another task, and then another task. ऐसे करो पूरा दिन. But अभी क्या हो रहा है? There is a mobile phone here. There is some, and then there are 10 tabs open on your laptop. Yeah, on your Google Chrome. These are dangerous things. All right. So I think the biggest distraction as digital distraction, I have told you 3 hacks. Disable all the notifications. Put your mobile away. Cut the distraction at its very source, like tedious. All right. And don't go for multitasking. Because when you say that I'll watch a stand-up comedy video while having my lunch box. Many of them I see that, they are on the video while eating food in the afternoon. And then I'm saving 15 minutes by doing both the things at a time. No, you are the biggest fool by doing this. Whereas the other guy who just focuses on his food right now for 15 minutes and then enjoys the Kapil Sharma stand-up video on another 15 minutes, and he's spending 30 minutes, then I think he's living a richer life than the first guy who is doing both the things at the same time in 15 minutes. The first guy who thinks that he has saved 15 minutes of his life, actually he's saying there is 1 liter milk, I've added 1 liter water to it, and saying that, look, I've increased the quantity of water by and it has become 2 liters. No, you have diluted the quality of the milk. So by doing 2 things at a time, eating and watching TV, you have diluted the very richness of your life experience. मिर्जा गालिब ने क्या खूब बोला है, that जिंदगी लंबी नहीं होनी चाहिए, जिंदगी बड़ी होनी चाहिए. I think he wanted to say this. जो भी करना है 100% do that only. Even when you're taking shower, don't think about today's schedule. What am I going to do today? Accounts or costing or what? Just enjoy each and every droplet of the water that's falling on your body. Okay? So, and this focus is everywhere, not just studies. This is called mindfulness, where you emotionally, physically, and mentally you're involved into it. Even while driving. Anyway, if I'm going to drive for the rest of the life, I might as well get better at it by becoming more mindful. And if I've jumped over the speed breaker thrice yesterday, I'll see how I jump over it now only twice today instead of 3. I'm getting better of my own version as a driver. Everywhere you have to be mindful. And then, focus will be your, favorite friend, best friend.